Welcome back, Sun Seekers. Welcome to Someplace Sunny. Today we are in part 3 of the 5-part series on health anxiety, if you've been following along. And today we are going to focus on practical tips and techniques to help you manage health anxiety, or at least reduce it. We're going to cover effective techniques such as breathing exercises, meditation, cognitive behavioral therapy tips. Plus, I'm going to share a story with you and a few success stories that we have had from some of our Sun Seekers that have written in. So, if you're ready to get started, please like and subscribe so that we can all follow this journey of healing together.
In the sun, it's already begun. You are my one. With a simple mind, we should find some more time. We don't need to worry at all.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Someplace Sunny channel. I'm Amy, and today again we're continuing our series on health anxiety. In our last video, we explored health anxiety, the cycle of it, and how it perpetuates itself. If you missed that video, you can be sure to check it out here. So let's just get started today with some effective strategies. As many of you know, if you've been watching me, I have dealt with health anxiety for 24 years. It was my first mental health challenge diagnosis, and it was the worst of all three. And I have been learning tips and strategies to manage it for the last 24 years. So the first thing that I would say is important is to create a structured daily routine. Whenever you are in any kind of a mental health challenge or crisis, especially in anxiety, whether it be health anxiety or just generalized anxiety disorder, you can't be chaotic all over the place. And I know that tends sometimes to come along with these disorders, is that you're in survival mode, so everything is kind of a mess around you. So it's very important to try to structure a daily routine. You want to have a predictable schedule. I have a calendar. I write everything down in my calendar. I do my calendar 1 to 2 months out, and then each night I sit and write exactly what I need to get done in order the next day. And sometimes that's a little overwhelming as well, but it doesn't have to be that you get everything done in one day. I kind of break my things up into days. If I have a lot going on this week, I'll break them up into Monday, Tuesday, maybe 3 things. And then at the end of that day, it does help because you feel like you've accomplished something. You also want to make sure that you are including time for you. I'm getting ready to go to a concert tonight. That whenever I'm at concerts, I never have anxiety. It's always at bay because that's my favorite thing to do. It's a fun thing for me. So you also want to include time for relaxation and fun times for you. I relax in the evening and in the morning by reading. I sit by my pool and read. So those are very important tips, is to have a structured daily routine. Now we're going to talk about breathing exercises. Breathing exercises are very important, and sometimes they do take a lot of practice. I do them every day, and I used to get so flustered and frustrated whenever it didn't work. But what you want to do is you want to deep breathe slowly. So you want to inhale. This will slowly calm your nervous system. So you want to inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4, and then hold for 4, and then slowly exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. So let's try it together. You're going to slowly inhale for 4 counts. And then you hold it for 4 counts. And then you slowly exhale for 6. Let's try that one more time. Guys, you really can feel the difference. If I was in an anxious mode right now, that would totally calm me. It might take a couple times. You want to repeat it several times until you feel more relaxed. It's a simple but powerful tool that you can use anywhere, anytime. Next, we're going to discuss mindfulness and meditation. These techniques help you to stay grounded, and if you're following these techniques, you're less likely to catastrophize or think that terrible things are happening. So we did talk about this. I think it was in our first video on generalized anxiety disorder. We talked about the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. You can find that video here if you missed it. And with this, you want to identify 5 things. This really, especially if you tend to have anxiety attacks, or if your anxiety tends to put you into panic attack mode, which sometimes, unfortunately, it does, this is really, really important to live in the moment, to bring yourself to now. As you will hear me say, depression is thinking about the past, anxiety is thinking about the future. We're here right now. This is the present. This is the moment we have to live in. So you want to identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. This exercise is so powerful, guys, and it will help distract your mind from anxious thoughts and bring you back to the present. I use this very often whenever I'm in bed at night, and I tend to have my anxiety attacks, and anxiety tends to come at night, and I will lay in bed and I'll feel the blankets, and I will look around the room and find 5 things. And if you really focus on this, it's one of the tools that I have found that can really even stop an anxiety attack like that. Now let's talk about cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT is a highly effective approach for managing all types of anxiety, and including it really is great for health anxiety. It involves identifying and challenging the negative thought patterns and replacing them with positive thought patterns and more balanced thoughts. So one part of this that I have learned through my long time of being in therapy is it's a technique called cognitive restructuring. When you notice, let's say, a negative thought, ask yourself, and we talked about this in the last video as well, is this fact or fear? Then try to find all of the reasons in it, that the evidence that contradicts negative thought. For example, I have a headache. Immediately, me and you and those who suffer from health anxiety, maybe it's not that you need to drink water, or that maybe you didn't get enough sleep last night. It's automatically a brain tumor. So it's a challenge. So you want to challenge the thought of having the brain tumor. Whenever I'm saying, Amy, you have a brain tumor, you want to challenge that by considering the facts that go along with it. The likelihood of you needing to drink extra water, or maybe not getting enough sleep, is more factual and makes more sense than the fact that you have a brain tumor. Okay, now it's time for me to tell my story. If you're new here, I like to share a story on every episode, because I feel that I went through all of this for something. And I believe in the power of helping others through sharing your story, so that someone might resonate with you and that can empower them. So I had a gallbladder issue, and if any of you have had that, guys, that shit hurts, right? It is the worst pain. I would rather give birth. I've given birth 3 times. I'd rather give birth than have gallbladder pain. And I was so terrified of surgery. And if you know anything about me, I've talked about the fact that I have a nursing degree, so I know better, right? But sometimes whenever you're in the medical field, knowing too much kind of makes it worse. So I would struggle with this terrible, horrible pain right in my back. Sleepless nights. I mean, guys, this went on for 7 years. I was at the ER, I bet you, 10 or 11 times in those 7 years. I was getting scans, I was getting this, I was getting that. I knew I needed my gallbladder out. My anxiety would not allow me to get surgery, because I was so afraid that I was not going to wake up from that surgery. I mean, terrified. To endure pain like that for 7 years is absurd. And that's exactly what I did, until it got to the point where it was so bad that I had physicians telling me that, it was going to kill me. And my son, who was in medical school, said, Mom, it is bad whenever this anxiety is keeping you from getting a completely safe medical procedure that you need done. So I did have to get on medication. At that point, I was off of medication. I had to get on medication to get that surgery, but it went well and everything was fine. It was a couple years ago, but that is what this can do to you guys. It is that bad where I was actually putting my health at risk because I was letting anxiety get into my head, and these abnormal things that I knew weren't wrong with me were actually taking precedence over something that was wrong with me. So that is how important it is to practice these things I don't want any of you to ever have to go there. As I said in the last segment, we are all about sharing stories here at Someplace Sunny. Please visit www.someplacesunny.shop and click on Submit Your Story to become a Sun Seeker. You'll get tips and guides and email notifications. You'll be the first to be able to preview our Someplace Sunny clothing line, whenever new things come out. So very important. So we are starting to get stories, and I'm so excited, and I appreciate every one of them. We had a Sun Seeker, Sarah. She shared that practicing mindfulness daily helped reduce her anxiety significantly. And that's true. We talk about that. You have to be in the present moment. You can't think about things that haven't happened yet. Another Mike, he found that using the CBT techniques, the ones that we just spoke about, to challenge his negative thoughts made a huge difference. So again, please, if you're dealing with this and you have ideas that I have not mentioned, make sure that you comment and we can all join a conversation together and help each other and empower others to share their stories of their journey with mental health challenges. And while you're over there at someplacesunny.shop, make sure you check out all of our cool, our clothing brand. So cool. We have something where you can wear your story without ever saying a word, guys. Gifts for those who suffer from mental health challenges, Sun Seeker clothing. Today I have on, this is an old one. I love this one. I love the color of it. It's nice. And I think it was out last spring. Live by the sun, love by the moon. And it's a really cool one. I'm wearing it to the concert this evening. Really great quality as well. So check it. This isn't actually on our site. It's an old one, but if enough of you like it, we'll bring it back. We're very excited about the new collections that we have coming out for. I'm going to give a little, just a little hint for maybe spooky season, which is my favorite, which is kind of odd. But I found that a lot of people with anxiety love Halloween, which kind of doesn't make any sense, but that's how it is. Also, make sure while you're over there to check out the Someplace Sunny Foundation. That is our nonprofit that is attached to the brand that 5% of all sales are donated to that. And there are so many cool things coming. So if you subscribe to that email, you're gonna learn lots of things about the foundation it's designed to help people who really are struggling. And as we move into the winter season with seasonal affective disorder, there's gonna be so many just really unique things coming with that foundation. So remember, managing health anxiety is a journey. I've been on this journey for 24 years and I am by no means healed. I don't think that any of us ever are. You have to be patient with yourself and you want to celebrate those small victories. Every night when I go to bed, if I maybe only had a couple intrusive thoughts that day, or if I got along just focusing on the day, whatever it may be, the smallest little things I appreciate and I'm very thankful for at the end of the day before I go to bed that I did just a little bit better than yesterday. And that's all that we can ask for. These techniques take time and effort, but they can help you really regain control and find peace. Thank you for sharing time with me today. That's all for today's video on managing health anxiety. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Someplace Sunny for more content like this. And don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your own tips and experiences with managing health anxiety. It really can help everyone. So thanks for watching. Even on your cloudiest days, let your inner sun shine through. And remember, find your someplace sunny and take yourself there, because it truly is where freedom and happiness reside. Until next time.